life is full of uncertainties. The presence of a challenge in your life does not mean that God does not have power to put you through. Every man created by God has some certain potentials and treasures to the intent you be a generational blessing to a dying generation. Brother Paul put it this way in 2 Corinthians chapter number 4 and verse 7. He said, for this treasure is an earthen vessel, so that the excellency of the power will be of God and not of man. I would like us to know right here you are seated, you are a creature of value. You are wired for transgenerational global influence. That is a seed of divinity on your humanity that God must leverage on to advance the purposes of the kingdom and to make you a manifestor of the same. So much at times when we pass through storms and the vicissitudes of life comes around us, it is not a testimony of our inefficiency. It's not a testimony of a man that has not been equipped. It's not a testimony of somebody who do not have relationship with God. But I've realized in my brief journey with God over 23 years that you can be gifted and afflicted. You can be beautiful and nobody talks to you. You can carry what the generation is leading and no one knocks at your door. You can be strategic, intentional, and have the wherewithal to be a voice, but you are not commanding commensurable level of expectation. Most times it gets you thinking, it gets you worrying, and you begin to ask, is there anything that I'm missing? Is there anything that I needed to do that I'm not doing? Is there anything that I needed to add that I'm not adding? Most times it's not really about you. Most times it's the outworking of the processing of time and season to the intent that God will raise a better version of you that can represent his interests and become a global voice to a generation. You are the one I'm talking about. You all will agree with me that the version of Joseph at age 17 that saw that revelation of dominion among his kinsmen was not the same version that vendored the same. The former version was slightly prideful and arrogant. If not, he wouldn't have gone to his parents and said, Papa, Mama, hey, what's up? You know what I saw today? I saw you guys bowing to me and everybody bowing to me. Everybody was doing twirly to me. I'm the big guy here, you understand? So the approach was wrong. The communication was wrong. That was the height of his processing. That was the height of his making. He's not been able to come to terms with the processing that time brings. So God, in his infinite ancient wisdom and civilization, needed to pass him through a terrain so that the version that received the dream will not be the version that will manifest the dream. So the whole idea of moving from the pit into the Potiphar's house to the palace and eventually meeting the king are the instruments of divine intelligence so that God can process a man, so that God can walk a man. You know, the Bible is holistic when it comes to presenting the truth. It says all things work together for good to them who love the Lord, to them who are the called according to the workings of his eternal purpose. Now, when Joseph has come into maturity, when Joseph has come into capacity, the guy's operational mindset has been affected. His utterance and his communication too has been affected. God has given him the heart of liberality. God has given him the heart of forgiveness. I saw the same boy saying something in Genesis 50 and verse 22. Say, you all meant this thing for evil, but God meant it for good. Because God he's now beginning to see purpose in pen, purpose in processing, purpose in peril, purpose in trials. I've come to talk to somebody this day. I don't really understand where you are. It looks as if the whole thing is crumbling, the whole thing is coming down. But I want to tell you there is purpose in your pain. You didn't hear what I said. You see, behind those tears will come your testimony. So in the whole terrain of processing, Joseph brought him to a place where he can have what I call advanced forgiveness, so that he can be able to accommodate the plans of God, not trivializing it and not aborting it. I pray through your pain you won't abort divine process.